Got one. Here we go. Right here. Oh yeah, dude, that's a pig.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Keem's Catch. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I approach night fly fishing for trout. It's one of my favorite ways to fish, and honestly, it's where I've had some of my best success. Over time, I've learned a few things about how trout behave at night, what gear actually matters, and what's worked for me when it comes to consistently finding fish. So whether you're thinking about trying it or just want a better understanding of it, hopefully this gives you a few things you can use the next time you're out there. Now let's talk about how trout behave at night, because this is really what makes night fishing different. In the dark, trout rely a lot less on sight and much more on vibration and movement. Their lateral line becomes a big part of how they hunt. It helps them feel what's moving in the water, which direction it's going, how fast it's moving, and how far away it is. And because of that, flies with a bigger profile or push water tend to work really well. They also move into shallower water mainly because they feel safer. During the day, bigger trout stay tucked under structure or hold deeper to avoid people and predators. But at night, as that risk goes down, they'll start sliding into shallow edges and even right along the banks. Another thing you'll notice is they're more willing to go after bigger meals. Part of that is visibility. They're not keying in on fine details the same way they do during the day, so a bigger profile is just easier for them to find. It also makes sense from an energy standpoint. If they're going to move around and feed, going after one larger meal is more efficient than chasing a bunch of smaller ones. So things like mice, baitfish, and crawfish tends to get a much better response after dark. And because of that, the strikes are usually a lot more aggressive. When it comes to gear, I like to keep it simple. For lights, I bring 2 headlamps in case one dies and a flashlight. For headlamps, I like having a flood setting, a focused beam, and a red light mode. The flood setting helps when I'm walking, the beam helps when I need to look further ahead, and the red light is nice when I don't want to completely ruin my night vision. I also carry a flashlight to quickly scan the river and check the area around me every once in a while, especially because there's usually a lot more animal activity at night. As crazy as it sounds, I do like to sight fish at night when I can. Sometimes when you've hit a fish with just a little bit of light, their eyes reflect back almost like white pearls, and you can even catch a little flash from their mouth. That can help you spot where the fish are holding. But I try not to keep the light on them too long. If you shine a bright beam directly at them, especially in clear or shallow water, they'll usually spook pretty quickly. I don't personally use a wading staff, but they're definitely helpful and a lot safer if you're newer to fishing in the dark. The biggest thing is to take your time and watch every step. Look in front of you and below you. There can be holes in the bank, animal burrows, stumps, and other things that are easy to trip over at night. When it comes to my setup, I bring 2 rods with me, a 6 weight for streamers and a 5 weight for nymphing. That pretty much covers everything I want to do out here. On the 6 weight, I'm mostly throwing streamers that push a lot of water. Some of my go-to patterns are articulated flies like double dungeons, double gangas, usually in white or black. Another setup I really like, especially in shallower water, is a mouse dropper rig. I'll run a buoyant mouse fly on top with something like a weighted leech and sometimes even an egg underneath. That setup gives both a surface presence and something subsurface to key in on. When I'm strictly mousing, I'm usually looking for slower, more uniform water. Those glassy sections where the wake from the mouse really stand out. My go-to pattern is the mousy McMouse face. The wake is what draws attention and helps fish track it. I'll also mix in crawfish patterns here and there. They move well and are a solid, high-protein meal, especially at night. On the nymphing side, I'll run leader and tippet the same size to what I would run in during the day, usually around 6x. A typical rig for me is something like a flashy baetis, like a flashback pheasant tail, a black beauty, and then an egg pattern. And as always, I stick with a yarn indicator. When it comes to fishing at night, the biggest thing is to keep everything simple. Before I even step into the water, I'll take a second and look around with my light. You'll be surprised how close some of these fish are to the bank. A lot of the times, they're sitting right where you'd normally walk through. As far as casting goes, I don't really change much from the daytime. I keep things controlled and don't try to do anything fancy. When I'm fishing streamers, I like a steady retrieve, usually a strip, slight pause or twitch, then another strip. Trout track vibration really well at night, so giving them something consistent they can follow makes a big difference. In faster water like riffles or mid-channel shelves, I'll lean more into flies that push water like those articulated streamers just to give off more presence. If I'm nymphing, I keep my drifts short and controlled. I'm watching my indicator very closely, and honestly, any movement, I'm setting the hook. And overall, I just move slowly and stay quiet. At night, the fish are usually closer than you think, and you don't need to overcomplicate it. One last thing, just be safe out here. Night fishing can be really rewarding, but the risks are definitely higher than during the day. If you can, fish the river during the day first and get familiar with it before coming out at night. I avoid going out during high flows, especially during spring runoff. And I'll usually let someone know where I'm going, and if possible, I'll go with a friend. It's just not something you want to take lightly. It's not complicated, but a few small adjustments can make a big difference. If you take your time, keep things simple, and focus on where fish are likely to move at night, you'll start putting it together. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you out on the river. Take care.